everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This is our presentation against horse slaughter for meat and byproducts. We are group number 6. My name is Angel Barrera.
And my name is Yanita Velarde.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get started.
So, history and background. People have been eating horse meat for thousands of years. This goes all the way back to 4000 BC. Early humans didn't just see horses as animals they would ride. They relied on wild horses as an important source to survive. In Central Asia, people were some of the first to actually domesticate horses, which meant they could use them for both work and food. Across Europe, horse meat was pretty common and a part of everyday life for a very long time. And well, during wartime, when regular food was hard to come by, horse meat became a really important source of protein for soldiers and civilians. Even here in the United States, horse meat used to be legal at one point. It was even exported. Looking at all this, you can see that eating horse meat isn't just a random choice. It's something humans have relied on for survival culture, history across the world.
Alright, and ethical aspects. So, in terms of ethical aspects, definitely here in the United States, also many other parts of the world, for the most part, we all believe that horses shouldn't be put up for slaughter. Whenever you think of horse, you never think of eating a horse, just like you would never think of eating a dog. So, of course, we believe that here horses should be bred for things like labor. You take them out to the farm, you use them for utility or sport. If you have race horses, and things as such. And then obviously companionship. A lot of people have horses as pets, or just to have a connection with another creature, but definitely not for slaughter. We believe, for the most part, definitely that this act violates just basic human treatment for these companions. You wouldn't kill your horse you wouldn't kill your dog or your cat after you thought that maybe they're not running as fast or they're not doing what I want them to do, so I'm going to go ahead and put them down or send them to be put down. We believe that the same goes for horses. They're very intelligent creatures, and we think that by killing such an intelligent creature, it just shows very blatant disregard and even neglect. You use this horse for sport, for utility, and for companionship or therapy, and then to build up that kind of relationship or that kind of use for them, and then just to put them down. It's obviously a very it's an ethical roadblock.
So for the cultural and sociological importance, like I mentioned, like Central Asia and Europe, horse meat has been a part of traditions and celebrations for centuries. So this has been going on for a while. This is nothing new. People valued horse meat for its nutrition and because it was really easy to get. In the US, eating horse meat is mostly a no-go. Horses are seen more as pets, friends, rather than food. During wars or hard times, horse meat was a survival food. Overall, how people view horse meat shows a lot about their culture and values and history. Making the idea of eating horse meat is socially unacceptable. Current events. So, horse slaughter is still a really hot topic in the US, and lawmakers are trying to make big changes. In 2025, the SAFE Act was reintroduced to permanently ban the slaughter of horses for human consumption, and It was also it would also stop Americans from exporting horses to Canada or Mexico for slaughter. Groups like the ASPCA and other animal welfare organizations are backing this law up because they want to protect horses from long, dangerous transportations and inhumane conditions. Even though the US doesn't have a slaughter plant anymore, thousands of horses are still being sent aboard every year. Welfare groups support ASPCA and animal welfare. They're advocating for the bill to protect horses from this inhumane treatment. Um, so, like I mentioned, there's no active U.S. slaughter plants. Despite this, thousands of American horses are still being exported each year. So this ongoing debate is still going on.
And in terms of viewpoints and arguments, there is the argument that slaughterhouses are wrong, but they employ individuals in other countries, and they help other communities flourish and thrive through that employment. But although slaughterhouses do employ people, the number is very small, and the wages are they're little to none, especially in countries like Mexico. And as far as thriving communities, it's not the case. So many of the profits, the majority of the profits, go to foreign corporations that are overseeing these plants. So they end up going to the corporations and people at the top that are anywhere close to those plants. So they don't go to the workers of the community as much as one would think. Another argument is the market. The market is scarce. While there is markets in certain countries, Japan, Belgium, and such, it's one of those things where the horse meat market it's nowhere near as big as the beef market or the pork market. It's just considered morally wrong in so many places, and it's taboo. So the market is very minuscule compared to other possibilities in terms of meat production and distribution.
So, process of horses in the slaughterhouse. So, after the horses are sold or exported, they are transported to the slaughter facilities. The horses are kept in like really tight pens. They are often being mistreated. They are stressed because they are in these really tight conditions. They often get injured. And the horses are kept in the pens before the slaughter process begins.
And so, some examples of horse slaughter today. Obviously, as stated before, horse slaughters fortunately are no longer is no longer taking place in the United States. All the plants were closed down, and it's illegal to do that. But obviously, there is gray holes. Horse consumption is still legal in the United States. It's just not the murder of these creatures. In 2023, the U.S. The U.S. exported over 20,000 horses and sent them in for slaughter. And it's not any kind of horses. It's retired race horses. It's old farm horses. Horses that can't be kept or maintained anymore. Older horses in general, they send them up for slaughter and they kill them. After 2023, there was a drop. In 2024, the drop was down to 17,000 but although it's just 17,000, it's still a big number. That's still a lot of horses being sent over and being killed for meat. Most of these exports were mainly sent to Mexico and Canada. And from Mexico and Canada, they can send horse meat. They can distribute horse meat to anywhere around the entire globe. They can send it back to the United States, to Europe, Asia, where they can find a customer base where they can distribute their product. So to summarize, we believe that obviously horse slaughter is definitely not safe for the horses. You know, they're being killed, and even before that, it's essentially torture when they're being transferred in to these slaughterhouses. They're mistreated, they're abused, they're starved. You can see pictures of these horses severely emaciated before they're killed. And it's also unsafe to humans. Race horses, in fact, are injected with certain anabolic steroids or things like to improve their performance, PEDs, and they have traces of that in their meat, and it's not safe for humans. It's also very unethical. Horses are really, really intelligent creatures, and they have the ability to feel. They're really good companions, and so something that intelligent shouldn't be slaughtered. Alternatives for this could be sanctuaries, rescuing efforts. So maybe having the government perhaps give money for organizations to be able to save these horses instead of just putting them up for slaughter. We could also repurpose these creatures for therapeutic purposes. There's a lot of outlets out there for therapy horses, and for veterans, people going through mental health crisis, disability. It's a really good outlet for them. It can be seen as a medicine, and not only does it help people, it also gives these creatures a very nice newfound purpose, and it gives them a sense of being wanted or loved, as opposed to being starved, emaciated, tortured, and then eventually killed, unfortunately. And these are a list of our references. I want to thank you all for taking the time to listen to our presentation. My name is Angel Barrera.
And my name is Yanira Velarde, and like my partner mentioned, these are our references where you guys could click the link and just see what we were talking about, like how my partner mentioned how the horses that are sent to slaughter are often include old horses, injured horses, race horses, and unwanted horses. Like he said, old horses are sent when they are no longer able to work or too weak due to age, and how injured horses may be sent because the cost of medical care is too expensive for the owner, or simply horses, when they get injured, they're not the same anymore. Race horses are often sent when they are no longer fast enough to compete. Unwanted horses are sent when owners can no longer afford to care for them or do not have space for them. These situations show how different circumstances can lead to a horse being sent to slaughter. And thank you guys so much.
Thank you all so much. We're Group 6, and we hope you all have a great evening. Goodbye.